The Hanjo. There we go. Matt the Greeter, Bug Smasher. Built Well Exfil 7 bag, which I never talk about. It's just part of the bike now. Yeah, welcome to this well, mid to late summer day here, just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, that is. I don't know if you have a Boston where you're at, but I'm close to the real Boston, the Boston, Beantown, the hub. We used to just call it town. I'm going to town. If you're going into town, that means you're going into the city of Boston. I was born in Quincy, and you know I was because I pronounced it correctly. So, yeah, I don't know if this is a tip for you today or just something I'm gonna mention, and you could check it out at your leisure or your leisure. And that is a new channel that I've kind of watched several videos. And I'm a little fascinated by it right now because it's from a different perspective. So why do I mention where I'm from? Nobody cares. But I feel like my voice is really high today. Either my earplugs are in further than I usually manage to get the cheapo throwaways in, or they're kind of slipping out. So I don't know. For some reason the bike's extra loud today, and my voice is really it's all up in my own business. I don't like it. So I'm gonna settle down. I'm gonna take a breath, relax. It's a beautiful day. Ignoring the enormous cloud that's off to the side. 0% chance of rain, but you know this is New England. 0% is a threat. Mother Nature's never-ending vendetta against those of us from this part of the United States. Anyhow, I've been watching Dr. Alan Harrelson's channel lately, quite a bit of it, in fact, and I'm trying to remember how I came across it, and I believe it was in an interview with the great, inimitable Malcolm Guite, Tolkien scholar, reinterpreter, refresher, reviver of Arthurian legend, benevolent pipe smoker, devout Christ follower, Malcolm Guite. And I believe they were, I don't know who was interviewing whom, but I came across Dr. Alan Harrelson's channel, and Dr. Alan Harrelson is from the south of the United States, and that means something to be a Southerner. I've had a great affection for Southern writers, Southern poets, though I've not spent time in the South. I don't know if this counts. I went to Florida for a conference when I was a teenager, but I was in the conference center the entire time, and I didn't really, I don't know, Florida somehow, when I think of Florida, it doesn't feel like the South. It kind of feels like its own thing. I don't know, but again, that's my inexperience. So but Dr. Harrelson is a Southerner, and he's a devout Southerner, a dedicated Southerner, a passionate Southerner, and he is a historian. I believe he's a doctor of history. And you know, if you want to understand the future, you got to kind of keep your eyeballs on the past. get into that pattern recognition, but also it's important to unearth the truly true truth, because history being written by the winners isn't always told accurately. And so I think part of my fascination with Dr. Harrelson's channel is his unabashed and open-faced perspective, Southern perspective. And yeah, if you ever want to feel like an outsider as a quote-unquote Northerner, then you should really steep yourself in the Southern perspective, the true Southern perspective, once in a while, if you're from the North. Now, I find it interesting because I understand the concept of a Southerner. I believe that there is a South, and I believe that there's Southern pride and such a thing, and a different sort of idea for a way of living. But I don't really think of myself as a Northerner, you know. A Northerner is kind of weird, you know. Maybe I don't fit the stereotype of a Northerner. But so it's like, can there be a Southerner without there being a Northerner? I guess so. But anyhow, his Dr. Harrelson and you know, on behalf of the South, their perspective on things such as Abraham Lincoln. Interesting. Really interesting to think about. The idea of the Confederacy. The other thing that I do really respect and admire about Dr. Harrelson is that he doesn't really fit the stereotype in a lot of ways. He's got the drawl. You know, he's got a slow way of speaking. You know, I think he thinks before he speaks. You don't get a lot of that on this channel. But I appreciate that he does that. He's not. So he does believe in the Confederacy, but he's not a neo-Confederate, nor does he respect or entertain any sort of value in neo-Confederacy. I do apologize if you are a racist out there. I say that tongue-in-cheek. I don't apologize at all. He is not enamored of the Confederacy. There's a lot of people in this country, and if you're honest with yourself and with the country, if you stray outside of just one news source, and maybe if you crack some books and whatever, there are some people, more than I wish, but there are people who wish for the good old days, that great again idea, and with that comes some real racist ideology in some big pockets of the U.S. People who do truly believe and want for white people to be at the top of the food chain, whatever that means, right? So he unabashedly pushes back against that and has no time of day for that sort of ideology. So don't, if you're a Northerner and you're threatened by what you might perceive as a stereotypical Southern perspective, I think if you give his channel a chance, more than just a video, give it a few looks. Watch him interviewed by a variety of people. I think you'll start to see a bit more of a round Southern perspective that may be sort of alien to the Northern perspective. Larry, Eric from Kraken's Garage, am I making any kind of sense here? What's going on here? You guys are Southerners. He has a college. He's got a couple of courses that you could take, sort of along those lines. They might be worth taking. I've kind of toyed around with the idea. You know, maybe just pay the old entrance fee and do the do the online course, I really am interested in the perspective. I like I said, I haven't spent any time in the South, but I think if the South wants to understand Northerners, they got to come up and live amongst Northerners. I think that we're far more diverse in ideology and whatnot than they think. But the other side of the coin is absolutely true. I would love to spend some time in the South among lifelong Southerners and be steeped in the culture just to see what's going on. We're such a huge country, geographically, that it is, it makes you wonder, how big is big enough? And I'm not looking to shrink anything, but I'm just saying it can be difficult for somebody way up here to understand somebody way down here. We haven't even talked about the West Coast yet, right? So some of you guys are West Coast guys, some of you guys aren't from the United States, and maybe you don't really know what the heck I'm talking about. So anyhow, that's my not exactly a tip, but if you get a chance, check out Dr. Alan Harrelson's channel and see what you think, especially if you're a Northerner or especially if you're a Southerner. Let's see this head-on collision. That is truly an idiot. What are you gonna do? That's it. Matt the Greeter. Tell Dr. Harrelson I sent you. Yeah, you got no time for me. But yeah, anyway, something to think about. God bless you. Matt the Greeter, I'll check in with you soon. Bye.